In this video, we'll be starting a series called Living in the UK.
There's so much there on YouTube
Yeah.
on how to relocate, whether to UK, Canada, wherever. But when you come into the UK, you know what next.
I am Femi.
I am Eni, and this is
Meet the Obasangs.
We are kicking up the series with changing careers in the UK. We know a lot of people, when they relocate, because of necessities, sometimes they have to change their career. But we want to encourage you to keep watching until the end, where we will share tips on what to consider, on the things you need to consider when you are changing your careers. But first, before we go into that, we will share our own stories on how we have changed our careers. Femi, how did you change your career? Just first of all, tell us where you are coming from, what you were doing before, and where you are now, and how you landed, how your plane landed at
Where
this
I am
airport.
right now. For me, I started off as a banker in Nigeria. So I was a banker for 12 years. And after that, I moved into running a business, a bureau de change, that foreign exchange trading, not the online one. Yeah. And so I did that till we moved to Dubai.
Yeah.
And while in Dubai, I was still running that as well. So in Dubai, we did a couple of other businesses as well. And after that, we moved to the UK. And so in the UK, we're still running the businesses. And I moved into academics.
Yeah,
And-
before then, we came to the UK via the study
Oh, okay.
route, where you came to study your master's.
Yeah.
And I was a dependent. Yeah.
Exactly. So I came into the UK to study entrepreneurship. I did another master's in entrepreneurship and innovation. And after that, I started my PhD as well in entrepreneurship. And currently, I lecture in one of the UK universities. I teach business management, global business, different things. So around business management and entrepreneurship. Yeah.
So yeah.
So that's where I am right now.
So you came from counting money to counting paper.
You can say that.
Yeah, counting money to counting paper. So you
Yeah.
came from banking to
Academics.
Yeah.
Writing paper.
Writing paper. Yeah. On my own part, I was an accountant, and and now I am I'm studying to be a dietitian. So yeah, my first degree was in accounting. I did my professional examinations and in accounting as well, ICANN exams, and I qualified as an accountant in 2002.
Yeah, that was over 20 years ago.
Over 20 years ago. I practiced as an auditor for about 10 years.
Yeah.
And then I stopped because I wasn't really enjoying it. I didn't find fulfillment in it. So I would say that my Dubai period was more finding myself, discovering who I am and what I would like to do. And I started a business as well when we got to the UK. And afterwards, I went into academics as well, not as a teacher,
Just
not
went
as a
back to school.
lecturer, but as a student. So I went and I started a BSc program in dietetics. So yeah, I went from pure finance to pure science. Yeah. So, but for you, for example, why did you do that? Why did you go from counting paper? No, from counting money
to writing papers and lecturing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think two things for me. I think the first one was I was coming from an entrepreneurial, industry background. So I have an advantage to actually be able to teach entrepreneurship because I had a background being an entrepreneur for years. So during my master's, everything got connected for me that I can actually do this if I proceed to do my PhD as well. So I can combine that academic experience with my industry experience. Number two was we came into the UK, like Annie said, with a tier 4 visa. So we began to think about the next phase of our life at that point in time. So, and that was when the thought of doing PhD comes into place, which will grant us another 3-4 years of extra visa.
Yeah, and for me, I would say that, like I mentioned, I didn't really enjoy accounting. I didn't think it had a direct impact. I'm not saying accounting is not impactful. Accounting has its own impact, but I didn't like the fact that it was like on a corporate basis, like for corporate organizations. I'm more very, and I'm more individual person. I like to make that direct impact with an individual, and it got to a point with accounting and audit. I just got tired. I wanted to do more and just do more, like, something
Something
that
more fulfilling.
something more fulfilling, something that I was really passionate about. And I had to choose between psychology and dietetics, which both are very science based as well. But I chose dietetics and I love it. So for me, it was more of fulfillment and, yeah, something that I really, really want and I really, really love to do. From everything we've learned in our own journey, in our changing, in our career change journey, and let me say, we've come up with like 5 tips on what to consider when you are changing your career. And the first one I would like to start with is breaking limiting beliefs. It's very, very important not to allow anything to hold you back, especially when you are like an adult and you want to go back into like maybe education or even just changing your entire career. It's a very bold and courageous thing to
Yeah.
do because you are going into like uncertain waters. You don't know what is going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen to you, your career, your family. You don't know if you're going to succeed in that career, and you're taking that risk. It's so understandable that you allow fear hold you back. But honestly, the first thing you need to do when you begin to think about changing your career is, first of all, break the limiting beliefs. I went back to school when I was 39,
Yeah.
and Femi went back for his master's at 44. I remember one person was asking me my age. I told her my age, and she was like, "Oh my God, I'm just 24." I'm like, "Well, that's life."
Yeah.
And then Femi too had instances where people were like, "Oh, we didn't know you're as old as this. You're as old as my
Yeah, so
mom."
my mom. Yeah.
So yeah,
And we're in the same class.
yeah, but don't let things like hold you down. Just step out and don't allow the fear, don't allow those mental blocks, those things that tell you you are too old, you can't do it, you are dumb, you can't, you are starting from scratch.
Yeah.
As just believe, first of all, break that mindset, believe in the capacity that you have, and make the change if you really want to.
Yeah. Tip number 2 for a career change is knowing your why. So in situations like this, you want to change a career, you need to know why you're doing that.
Yeah.
You don't. It's not something you just jump into.
No, not at all.
Is it as a reason of lack of fulfillment in your previous job, so you want fulfillment? Yeah, that's a good reason.
Yeah.
And are you thinking about increasing your earning capacity? As in, especially when you're moving into a new country and you're thinking maybe the earning capacity you have in terms of your skill is not something that's going to sustain you in this environment, then you can begin to think about a career change, which is a valid reason.
It is.
Then another reason would probably be something that is suitable with your family lifestyle and all of that. Some people may be thinking of having a career change so that they can spend more time with their family. Maybe you have 2 young children and you're thinking of having something that is going to be suitable for the kind of family you have right now to be able to spend time with your family.
Or you're thinking about starting a family in maybe like 2-3 years.
Exactly.
And you're thinking, okay, what am I going to do at that point in time? My career now might not suit the lifestyle I want at that time. And which is also a valid reason for thinking about a change of like, this is why I want to change, but really establishing that why is very important. Yeah. The next tip, which is tip number 3 that we would like to share with you, is that you identify your transferable skills. One thing that the UK is big about is your transferable skills. The emphasis is not you doing the exact same thing, it's how you transfer your skills from what you are doing now to where you want to get to. So it's very important for you to sit down and identify the skills that you have. Take your time, identify what you have now, what skills you have, whether it's presentation skills, whether it's communication skills, whatever skills you have. It doesn't have to be in that same field. In that same field. Thank you. In that same field. It can be in that, it can just be any skills that you can transfer from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Take your time, sit down, write them down, identify them. That is very, 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 very important in the UK.
Tip number 4, research.
Yeah.
You need to research into the new career you want to go into.
Yeah.
What are the skills that are needed for that particular career? And you can identify those skills and begin to see how you are going to handle skills in the next couple of months, next couple of years, depending on that new career. One of the things I did was while I was doing my master's and PhD, so I researched into being a lecturer. What are the things that are needed? And the key thing there is experience. It's not just about the PhD. So if I'd finished my PhD before starting to think about that, then I probably will have had to wait for additional year or two to get into the academics. But I researched the skills that are needed. I started earning those skills while I was doing my PhD. In the next video, we're going to be sharing with you the practical steps, the things you need to do while on that journey to that your new career.
The last tip that we want to share, and for us is the most important tip of all, and it is to pray.
Yeah.
It is good to think about, your skills, the skills you have now, the skills that you require in your new career. But first things first, pray. What does God want you to do? Does God want you to go into that area, or how he even wants you to go into that area? So it's an important part. It's an important critical tip. The first thing you do is really pray about it and find peace in God, knowing fully well that okay, this is where and this is direction he wants you to go to.
Yeah, that's pretty very much important. Because whatever challenges you face along the line, you know you are at peace with that. And it's just a phase. You're going to get through that. A lot of people come into the UK and get stuck in a particular field or a particular job.
Very, very
and because UK has a lot of opportunities and everything depends on who you talk to. When you come in.
Very true.
So
very
you
true.
come in with that mindset of this is what I want to do and you get stuck in that. Explore.
Because the opportunities are rife. Like there are plenty. And it depends on you and how you make use of those opportunities. The thing is that it can take time, and that's why you have to give yourself time. Give yourself time, plan your journey, be intentional about it, plan your journey, plan your process, and with God everything will pan out. So if you've changed your careers or you are thinking about changing your careers, please let's have a conversation. Let's know what you've done and what you are doing as well in the comment section below.
So in the next video, we're going to be sharing practical tips and steps that you actually need to move from point A to point B. And tips that can help you. And we'll share from other people's examples as well.
And we hope to bring people on the channel.
That's our plan as well.
We hope to bring people on the channel who have done this, like who have done the career change or who have come into the UK and have made something out of their careers and their journeys. Just sharing that with you and saying that it's possible.
We hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have, don't forget to like.
Don't forget to subscribe. We're on our journey to 500. 500. So please subscribe. Share with your contacts. Watch the videos. Like the videos. And on that note, we say bye. Subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
Subscribe to our channel.
Yes. Are you fighting them?
No, I'm not fighting. What can I do?
Okay.